Let's chant the prayer. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Om
Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha.
Om
Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha. Om Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Ishavasya Sarvam
Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhujitaha Magradha Siddhanam. Om
Asya Panvaya Sanjatam Narayana Padashritam Sriman Narayanam Vande Yatishvara Sriyajusham Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyasravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagatyonim Naumi Narayanam Harim Krishnaya Yadavindraya Jnanamudraya Yogine Namaya Rupaya Namo Vedanta Vedine
Shri Krishna
Parabrahmane
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Asmadgurubhyo
Namaha.
Jai
Jai
Srimanarayana. Jai Srimanarayana. So last session we covered 65, sloka 65. Can you say sloka 65?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yogaha, Sloka 65. Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosi Me. Jai Shrimanarayana. Chapter 18, Sloka 65 summary. Lord Krishna said, become one whose mind is fixed on me, whose heart is filled with deep unconditional love, who worships me, offer obeisance to me. You will attain me certainly, as you are very dear to me. I am solemnly promising to you that this is truth. Jai Shrimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana. Let us go through each of these meanings. So this is first part of this sloka is repetition of sloka 34 in chapter 9, Rajavidya Yogam. So so let us review that. Manmana bhava, become one whose mind is fixed on me, meditating on me. Right. So basically, this is all instructions. These are instructions that Lord Krishna is giving to us as part of Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So manmana bhava. What does that mean? Become one who is whose mind is fixed on me, meditating on me. So who thinks Supreme Lord ceaselessly is devoted, right? So ceaselessly means like how oil, when we pour oil, it continuously flows. There is no break. So, I mean, typically when we think of bhakti, okay, I have bhakti certain periods during the day. Whenever we are doing the puja, or whenever we get into some kind of problem, right? That is when we think of Paramatma, we think of God, right? But so that is when our mind is going towards Paramatma. But here, Bhakti Yoga says that our mind should be fixed on Paramatma always, continuously, no matter what we are doing. And what is that? When we say fixed on Paramatma, so that is um, considering him, Supreme Lord, as the supreme ruler of all, sole repository of all excellences, having no faults. I'm just reading through. I mean, these are important points. When we think of God, so this is what, I mean, we typically think of, oh God, you are so powerful, you can do anything for me, give this to me. That's all kind of comes to our mind. But really, when we think of Paramatma, these are all the things that we need to think about, okay, continuously. Supreme ruler of all, sole repository of all excellences, having no faults, omniscient, all-knowing, having invincible will, okay, his willpower. With his will only everything is running. He doesn't have to physically do any work like us. With his will, this entire universe is basically functioning. So that, and there is no, I mean, there's no opposition. I mean, it's not like, he thinks of something or he wishes something that does not, does not happen. It's not like that. Whatever is his will always happen. Invincible will. Okay, so there is no one above him. There is no one equal to him. So his will is invincible, cannot be overpowered by anything else. Creator of this entire universe, Purushottama. So we are all Purushas. I mean, we are Atma is also called Purusha, right? Purusha doesn't mean male. Purusha means that one resides in the Puri. Puri is body. So one resides in a body is Atma. So is Purusha. Purusha Uttama is the supreme Atma or Paramatma or Purushottama. All are same. So he is the Purushottama. There's only one and only one. Okay. There's no one else. Because he is the Uttama, the supreme, the best of all Atmas. Okay. There's nothing that is equal to him. And also can be referred as Parabrahma. And again, Brahma refers to as Atma. Brahma has several meanings. In this particular case, Atma and Supreme Atma, Parabrahma. Radiant like thousand suns rising at the same time. I mean, that is something that we need to think about, right? Like when we think of him, it's not like just a small. He's there everywhere, but when we think of him with that, with that in view. He's brilliant, radiant, lighting this entire universe. He's the most supreme of all, having infinite auspicious qualities. So these are all the Kalyana gunas of Paramatma. Just a few that are listed here. I mean, we went through them in the previous sessions. Karunya, Sausilya, Saundarya, Madhurya, Gambhirya, Audarya, and Vatsalya. These are a few of them. There are more Kalyana gunas. So I mean, he has infinite kalyana gunas or auspicious qualities. Okay, that is what we need to think about. And he is a refuge of all beings without partiality. It doesn't have any bias. Okay, so he is unbiased towards all beings, whether it is Deva, Manusha, Tirya, Karstavaras. Not like us, we are biased usually. Paramatma does not have any bias, whether it is a human being or an animal or an insect or just a tree or a mountain. Everything is equal for him in terms of I mean without, he doesn't have any partiality, or I need to take care of these and I compare to the others. It's not like that. And everyone is eligible to uh, approach him. So he doesn't show partiality saying, oh, if you cannot approach me, right? You cannot surrender to me. He doesn't have. So anyone who surrenders is all equal to him. So it is not like, he has any bias towards one compared to the other. So that is what we need to think about when we think of Paramatma, and think of him continuously, right? Madbhaktaha, become one whose heart is filled with deep unconditional love. Before we proceed, any questions on this one? Manmana bhava. No? Just a revision. Hopefully, we'll go through quickly. So, Mad Bhaktaha is devoted to Supreme. Mat Bhaktaha means devoted to me, or devotion is unconditional love, infinite, deep, unconditional love. That is bhakti, right? When love matures, that is called bhakti. So here, one who is devoted to Supreme Lord as one who completely surrenders to Lord Krishna. Actually, this is part of this Madbhaktaha came in 11th chapter as well, 55th sloka. So some of this is taken from that as well. So again, third Shatkam is a summary of what we learned in first Shatkam and second Shatkam, that is first to 12 chapters. So Madbhaktaha is there in 11th chapter, 55th sloka. So basically, what is that bhakti? Bhakti is completely surrendering to Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord. He is the creator. Again, when we are thinking, this is about thinking about him continuously. Again, when we have bhakti, that unconditional love is completely surrendering to the Supreme Lord, and he is the creator. He is the only supporter and protector of all. Now, with that, we surrender to him. We cannot survive without him. Okay, always we are always engaged in his activities, meditating on him, praising him, worshipping him. So one who is having that unconditional love they feels that they cannot survive without him, is not always engaged in his activities only. Okay, all activities are his activities. It's not like my activities I'm doing. These are his activities. When we are doing the activities, we are meditating on him, praising him, singing his glory, remembering his glory, praising him, worshipping him. Things I am incapable of serving him properly by myself. This is another thing. So that independence is not there. We are dependent on him. I'm lacking. It's not like I'm Superman. I'm capable of serving him by myself. No, I'm incapable of serving him properly by myself. but it is his grace that he gives me the opportunity and energy to serve him. So when we are having that love towards somebody, that love that is coming because of his grace. It is not my own capability, my own greatness that I have love towards him. So when we think that I am showing bhakti to Paramatma, we feel I'm great, right? I mean, so what we are learning here is that Mad Bhakta, we do not feel that we are capable of uh, serving him by ourselves. It is because of Paramatma's grace, we are getting the energy, we are getting the capability and the opportunity to serve him. Okay, and this is what sometimes we don't think of. We need to start developing that attitude. Serves him with heart full of joy. Okay, with this joy of serving him, all physical hardships, mental tensions, success, failures and results, or praise, criticism, and so on become immaterial. We are doing everything out of with heart full of joy. And it's not like somebody is forcing us, punishing us to do something. Okay, so we are doing it out of love. That's what it is, right? When we love somebody, we are doing it because we like it. We feel joy in doing those activities. So when we do that, we don't, even though it may be physically hard, it has a lot of strain, stress. We want to do those activities, and we don't feel that the hardship or that mental strain, stress, right? At the end of the activity, we still feel happy. So that with that happiness, filled with that happiness, we need to do any activity as service to him. And it doesn't matter whether we were successful or the result is a failure, or somebody is praising or criticizing. It really doesn't matter. So we do the activity out of love, and whatever may be the result, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's immaterial. Okay, our happiness, we feel happy because we served him. We are able to serve him. Okay, worships. One who is a bhakta worships Paramatma out of love. Okay, that he graciously blessed, not seeking anything in return for self. So our bhakti, our love. Sorry, one moment. Sorry. So our love is unconditional. That is what, right? Unconditional love. Unconditional love means we don't we are not expecting anything in return. We are not putting any condition saying, I will show love towards you, I will show bhakti, but that bhakti is because I want something from you. Nothing like that. Even if he doesn't give anything, no problem. Okay, even if for whatever reason I'm doing it, first of all, there is no reason, that is, we don't put a condition, but it really doesn't matter to us whether we were successful in that endeavor or not. We still show bhakti towards Paramatma. Okay, loves him so dearly and does all activities as he likes. It is not our liking, it is his liking that we think of. Okay, I like to do this, so that's why I do it. We do not do such things. Okay, I mean, we do not limit ourselves to our own liking. We don't look for our liking, then we do the activities. For example, like activities we discussed, like one who is preparing garlands for the deities, um, and so that activity seems to be more closer to Paramatma than taking care of the shoes of the devotees, right? So then it is my liking that I want to do the garlands. I don't like to do the taking care of the shoes of devotees. That will not be there for a bhakta. For a real bhakta, whether it is preparing garlands or taking care of shoes of devotees, everything we do activity as service to God. We do it out of love towards Paramatma. Whether we get recognized or not, we still do it. And that happiness will always be there, that God provided me this opportunity, gave me the energy, capability to do whatever I'm doing, and I'm able to serve Him. That gives us happiness, right? That is what is bhakti. Worships Lord thinking He is my only hope, right? Not the last hope after trying everything else. So typically when our bhakti keeps increasing, when we tried everything and nothing, we were not successful at all. And then we say, oh, he's the only resort now. Like I need to now pray to him because he's my only last hope. That is not the real unconditional love. We are worshipping Paramatma as he is the only hope for us. Okay, not like I can do some things by myself or somebody else can do things for me. I will get the results by my own efforts or somebody else's efforts or help or support. And then if nothing is working out, let me go and pray to Paramatma. Then it is not real bhakti. Bhakti is when, irrespective of whether it is easy or difficult, whether we can do it by ourselves or not, in every activity, we always think he is the only hope for us. Okay, so that is bhakti. Worships him without any compulsion or force. Again, typically people get forced to do certain things. It is good initially because of our vasanas we may not be inclined to do the worship, so that is fine. But when we are forced to love, when we are forced to show bhakti, that express our bhakti, that is not the real bhakti. um, the bhakti is when it is not having any compulsion. I want to do it out of love, out of joy, my own joy. Um, does not consider devotion as a choice in order to get protection, enjoyment, or enlightenment. I need to get moksha. I need to be happy. I need to be protected. So I need to show bhakti. So again, it's not like a choice that we make. We, no matter what it is, we always show our bhakti. Any questions? No? Okay. Madhyaji bhava. Become one who worships me, serves me with no expectations in return, with no other motive than service itself. Okay. These are all part of the Bhakti Yoga. So one who does all activities as service to Supreme Lord as follows. So carry out worldly duties, Nitya Naimitika karmas, for our daily sustenance as acts of pleasing Paramatma. We are always doing our activities. We are not, giving up those activities, right? Showing bhakti, worship means giving up our regular activities. No, we do our worldly duties. Okay, we have to remember the duties here, not the activities to satisfy our desires. Our duties that are assigned to us because of our varna ashrama, the stage we are in this world. Based on that, our duties are derived, and we do our duties Okay, and those duties are performed as acts of pleasing Paramatma. For we are doing those activities not for our own happiness. Okay, we are doing those duties because we are forced to. No, we are doing these activities as acts of pleasing Paramatma. Means I'm doing it for Paramatma's pleasure. Okay, these are very difficult to think about. And then consider all acts as actuated by him, doing them as service to him. So every activity is actuated, is because of him. Okay, it is not my own desire, will, that I decide to do this activity for my own benefit. This is the activity that is given to me by him, is actuated by or because of him I'm doing this activity, doing them as, again, for him I'm doing. So by him, for him, right? And as service to him. So as service to him is again loaded. When we do it as service to somebody, it is not we don't put ourselves in the middle. We think about our customer, right? Like customer service, we typical talk about. Their happiness is what matters, not our happiness, and we don't expect anything in return. So that is what is service. So when we do it as service to him, it is, I'm doing it for the activity is for him. Okay, and and I do not expect anything in return from him. Carry out all activities with complete surrender, right? Now I'm always dependent on him. Perform all activities with absolute dependence on God. Again, dependency. Transform, this is very important, transform actions from karma to kartavya, and finally to kainkarya, service to the. So karma is any activity, any action, just anything that we do is just karma. Kartavyam is duty. So we are doing an activity as our duty. Simply doing it as a duty is kartavya. I'm just doing it as a duty. It is not out of my desire I'm doing it. I'm doing it as a duty, not expecting anything in return. So that is kartavya. I'm following my kartavya. Then kainkarya is doing it as service to God. So this we are moving from karma to kartavya to kainkarya. So okay, then serve all beings as service to God. So when we so that is madhyaji bhava. Okay, mam namaskuru is offering our obeisance. We are prostrating to Paramatma. Okay, so it is not just physically bending down. Okay, just because we go to temple and then just everybody is doing it, and then let me also do it, and then it's just because what is there in the scriptures I'm doing it. It's not that. I mean, bowing down before Paramatma with utmost humility, with humble, that humble feeling, being submissive towards Paramatma with sincere and unconditional love. Okay, not just physically or outwardly, but with our mind, word, and body. So it is not just the body. We have to. Our mind also is bowing down to Paramatma, submitting ourselves to Paramatma, and whatever we speak is also with that humble. We speak humbleness or humility that we speak. So we are bowing down to Paramatma with that. So that is Mam Namaskaru. So one will become eligible to reach Paramatma by occupying oneself in these activities daily with devotion. So that's what will make us eligible. What is that it is saying? So Lord Krishna is saying that you will attain me, you will reach me certainly. And this is my promise to you, because you are very dear to me. Okay, so once we perform our activities with this, we follow these instructions, then we will be able to, we are on the path towards reaching or attaining Paramatma. And that's what Lord Krishna is promising to us. He's specifically mentioning very dear to me. You are very dear to me because, we may think that, he has some, just like we were discussing, right? Somebody might think that, Lord Krishna has vested interest in it. So it is for himself he's speaking. Or just to convince Arjuna he's speaking. No. Because Arjuna is very dear to Lord Krishna, he is giving this instruction to him. So you will reach me, when you do all these, when you become one who is always meditating on me, who is having unconditional love, who is worshipping me with unconditional love, and serving me always, and prostrating before me with your mind, body, and word. So when you do that, then you will reach me, he's saying. Any questions? No? So far we learned in Bhagavad Gita several yogas, right? What is a yoga?
Is unification with the divine.
Combine things.
In like
Or,
we have
or
Karma
attaining
Yoga,
similar
Jnana Yoga,
qualities.
Bhakti Yoga. In all these chapters are named as yoga. What is that?
Being in Paramatma's consciousness all the time.
So these are all the means. Yoga means it's a means of achieving
God.
Paramatma.
Yeah.
So like when we follow the Karma Yoga principles, we are getting liberation. We are going closer towards liberation. So that is, Karma Yoga becomes a means for attaining liberation. Jnana Yoga becomes a means for attaining liberation. Bhakti Yoga is another means for liberation. So, and then there are other yogas, right? Like Avatara Rahasya Jnanam, or Purushottama Vidya. So there are several that are given in Bhagavad Gita as, if you do this, you will attain liberation. If you do this, you'll attain liberation. These are the principles for attaining liberation, right? And then Lord Krishna mentioned that, Karma Yoga is the best for us and all that. We went through that earlier. And based on our qualifications, our capabilities, our gunas, we chose the path. I mean, we can, if we choose a path that is not suitable for us, we will fail, right? So we choose a path like Karma Yoga, Karma Sannyas Yoga. So we are performing our duties without expectations, okay, and a service to God. So that is typically Karma Yoga. So, and Lord Krishna said, when you do that, you are on the path towards liberation, right? So, all these are various means that are given for liberation. Okay. Now, Sloka 66 is the most important one. So we'll go through that. So let me chant the prayer and then we'll start Sloka 66. So based on the learnings that we have so far, we think that, oh, if I follow Karma Yoga, then I will get liberation, right? Isn't it? And that is the typical, I think, oh, if I need to get liberation means I need to follow Karma Yoga and then I'll definitely get liberation, is what we are thinking, right? So Lord Krishna is clarifying something there. I mean, in Sloka 66. So let us I'll chant the prayer and then do 66. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshati no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Yes, Shivanarayana. Let's chant 66. Please chant. Sarva Dharman Parityajya
Sarvadharman parityajya
Mamekam Saranam Vraja.
Mamekam Saranam Vraja.
Vraja.
Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo
Aham Tva
Sarva
Sarvapapebhyo
papebhyo
Moksha Ishyami Ma Suchaha.
moksha
Mokshayishyami
ishyami
ma
ma
suchaha.
suchaha.
Let's chant together.
Sarva
Sarva
Sarvadharman
Sarvadharman
parityajya
parityajya
Mamekam
Mamekam Sharanam Vraja.
Aham
Aham
Tva
Tva
sarva
Sarvapapebhyo
papebhyo
Moksha
moksha
Mokshayishyami ma
ma
suchaha.
So we'll see the meaning, the direct meaning, and then we'll try to understand the inner meaning. So this is considered, this particular sloka is considered as a Charama sloka. Okay, Charama sloka is the Charama means last or final. Okay, so this is the final, ultimate message, the quintessence of Bhagavad Gita. So that's why it is called Charama Sloka, something that is the ultimate message for us. Okay, ultimate principle that we need to follow. Okay, so far we learned something. Now this is the one that, after learning all those, now we are learning this principle. Okay, this message from Lord Krishna. This is the quintessence. This is the message that Lord Krishna wanted to give to us. And that is the purpose of his incarnation, his avatar. Okay, in order to give this message only, he took, he came down for our sake. Okay, so, right, so what does he say? Let us see. Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Sarva dharman. Sarva it means all. Dharman is all dharmas. All dharmas parityajya, after renouncing, after giving up. Okay, so that means after giving up all dharmas. Okay, so that is sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam saranam vraja. Mam ekam, mam means me, ekam only, so me only, saranam vraja. Saranam, there are multiple meanings for saranam. Saranam typically is protection, or when we take saranam in somebody, he becomes our protector. Okay, or saranam also means refuge, a place where we are again protected, where we are safe, right? Or where it is our final, place where we can be at peace. All those meanings will come. So it's a destination or a place or a refuge, right? So typically saranam also means that, and saranam also means or methods, okay, or ways. So so saranam here means why, we'll see. Raja means considering, thinking. Okay, so mam ekam saranam raja, consider me alone as the means. Okay, so that is the first part. This part is, it has two lines. If you are splitting 8 syllables each as one one line, then it will be 2 lines. But that is the first part is sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Now, so what is he saying here? Give up. I mean, typically tyaga means giving up, right? So if we really look at the literal meaning, it is saying that give up all dharmas, okay, and consider me alone as the means. Okay, giving. So then what is the point in, does it mean that we should give up all our dharmas that we have? All along, we have been learning that dharmas, we need to perform them, right? So this is where people got confused. Give up all dharmas means, oh, I have to give up, whatever dharmas I learned. What I learned in Bhagavad Gita is karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, and all these dharmas. I need to give them up. Okay, so I should not be following them. Is what it kind of says, right? Now saranam. Why saranam means is because all the dharmas that we learned so far, they are considered as a means for attaining liberation. So when we say that give up all the dharmas, that means give up all the means to attain the liberation, then the meaning of saranam has to be same as the dharmas, right? So the purpose of the dharmas is the liberation. So the purpose of the saranam will also be liberation. So that means it's a means we are talking about. So give up all the dharmas is what it appears like that, and consider Lord Krishna. Mom is here, Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna alone as the means. Okay. Does anyone, anyone has any comments here? Like, Do you get any doubts here when we say that give up all the dharmas?
All dharmas. Maybe he is talking about karma phalam. Phalam, not actual karma. He is not telling maybe don't do any work. Maybe he is not telling that. He is telling do your duty and give the result to me, or leave the result to me. Maybe that is inner meaning.
That is tyaga. That was karma phala tyaga is so that was also a dharma.
Okay.
So it appears to show that give up that dharma, right? Renounce that dharma. After, so parityajya, tyaga is giving up. Parityaga means giving up completely, okay, with conviction, okay, or with intensity, more intensity. So give up. He's still saying parityaja is giving up only. So renouncing, giving up only. Now, so after giving jya, that yep. So what it says is that after. So so this is like a precondition. So he's saying that after giving up all the dharmas, that is a precondition. Consider me alone as the means, he's saying. What is the purpose is to get the liberation, right? So because all these means are for attaining liberation. So all along Lord Krishna said, oh, do all these things to get liberation, do all these things to get the liberation, right? He has been saying you will attain liberation, follow this karma yoga, you'll attain liberation. So what is, I mean, even bhakti yoga, and we thought, oh, if I have bhakti, then I get the liberation, right? So what is that he's saying, that giving up, give up that sarva dharma? So give up the thinking, give up the thinking that those dharmas will get me liberation. My performing of those dharmas, like when I follow karma yoga, my performance, my activity, which is in line with those principles of karma yoga, okay, I am doing those, right? When I think that my actions, when I perform karma yoga, or my actions towards jnana yoga, or my actions towards bhakti yoga, my actions towards surrender, prapatti, so all these my actions, thinking that those actions will give me liberation, you give up. Okay, this is the secret. That's why this is called third rahasya. We have three rahasyas. First rahasya is the Ashtakshari, second is Dvaya Mantra, and the third is the Charama Sloka. It is we need to understand thoroughly from acharyas. Fortunately, Sri Chinmaya Swamiji has given us the meaning, and of course, we are getting this through the lineage of our acharyas. They blessed us with the inner meanings of this particular sloka. In order to get this inner meaning of this sloka, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, he's an expert in Sanskrit, okay, and he went through so many scriptures. He's an expert in so many scriptures, Itihasas, Puranas. Still, in order to get meaning of this sloka, the Charma sloka, he had to travel 100 miles each way from where he is Srirangam to I think Tirukostiyur, I think, to go to an acharya, Goshtipurna, to get the meaning of this particular sloka. Okay, so it shows, I mean, if we don't get the proper meaning, proper interpretation of this, we may go totally in a wrong direction. We may think, oh, okay, I mean, I don't have to follow any yoga. I can just do whatever I want. It is not saying that. We still have to perform karma yoga or jnana yoga or bhakti yoga, and whatever principles that are given in Bhagavad Gita, those we still need to follow based on our, again, where we are, right? In whatever stage we are. So we are typically following karma yoga. So we still need to follow karma yoga. Lord Krishna is not saying that we need to discard those dharmas that were given earlier. Now, there's one more thing, that this particular sloka is not talking about discarding any daily activities at all. Like, some people, we are doing our daily duties, not in order to get moksha, right? I mean, just their daily activities. He's not saying, Lord Krishna is not saying that it is, we just need to give up all those dharmas, right? And all our duties. He's not saying that. The duties that we perform for our daily living, like I go to do my job. I don't have, I cook, and I need to eat, so I need to do the cooking. So Lord Krishna is not saying give up those dharmas. Lord Krishna is not saying give up the dharmas like karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. He's saying that give up the thinking that all those, that I am performing, that is why it is giving me result, that we need to give up. Okay.
Okay.
So the thing that needs to be discarded is our thinking, our consideration that my activity is the one that is giving me the result of giving me the liberation. So what happens is, if I think that way, I become independent, right? So I am able to determine, I'm able to do the activity, and that activity is alone giving me result. So my activity is the direct cause for getting me the result. Lord Krishna is saying that give up that thought away, and renounce that thought that your activity will give you liberation, or give up the thinking that your activity is the means. Like when my activity is giving me liberation, that activity becomes the means, right? So your activity is give up the thought that your activity is the means for liberation. He's saying that give that thought away. Okay, so in place, right, we have to think, we have to consider that Mam Ekam Saranam. So Mam Ekam, so the Lord Krishna is the only means for us. Okay, so he is the means, not our activities which conform to any of the dharmas that we do. It is Paramatma who is the means for us. Any questions on the first part?
So essentially, all the other yogas, they are helpful to get us to a stage where we are able to understand this and cleaning our antakarna. That's what it means.
We need to perform them, but they will not lead us to liberation.
Liberation. Got it.
Okay. Now, then why do we even need to perform them? Question will come, right? We need to perform something. We should not be getting more and more, like we need to be, we need to be on the path towards liberation. We should not be looking the other way. If Paramatma, when Paramatma wants to give us the liberation, we shouldn't be looking the other way, right? We should be following those activities as prescribed. Now, but we should not be thinking that my activities will give me liberation. That is the only difference. We should not be not doing them. So we should be doing them. Okay, but we should not be doing with the thinking that my activity is the one that is giving me liberation. That we need to give up. My activity could be following karma yoga or bhakti yoga or prapatti, our surrender. Our surrender itself, we think, oh, we need to surrender to Paramatma, that is prapatti, which is the easy path for us to liberation. Prapatti is, of course, prapatti is giving us liberation. Then we think, oh, my activity of surrendering to Paramatma gave me liberation. So that means I am the means. I became the means, right? So my activity became the means, so I became the means for my liberation. It is not. Okay. Paramatma. So when we perform whatever duties that we are doing, it is Paramatma who is giving us the liberation to us. Okay.
Even while performing these duties, all yogas, we need to realize that all along it's his blessing that or his grace will take us to the liberation. I think we still need to keep thinking about that pretty much. I know we did. I mean, in every yoga, it's always going to say in that, right? You should never think that even karmapala tyaga. You should always feel that whatever you do, right? It's for him, okay? And whatever result you get from that, whether good or bad, it's for again the same thing, right? You always kind of surrendering it to him. And at no point, even though while doing any of these yogas, you no point to think that you are individual, you are a self-independent, right? Independent enough that, oh, okay, I did this, right? I think pretty much, I mean, it kind of aligns with that same thing, right? I think what are we learned in each of those yoga.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, we may be thinking that my activity will give me result.
Yeah.
We should be, removing that, or we should be giving up that consideration. We're giving up that thinking. So, basically the first half is called Purvardha. So that is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Vraja, is basically giving us what the moksha aspirant, not the regular person who is doing the duty and just discard those duty. We are only talking about the one who is qualified, who is seeking liberation. What should that person do? So the precondition is Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Follow the dharmas that are prescribed for liberation. Follow them, okay? But give up the thinking that our activities of following those dharmas will give me liberation. Give up that thinking. So that is what we need to do. And then second part is Mam Ekam Saranam. So what is the means? So if these activities, the dharmas don't become the means, my activities don't become the means by themselves, then what is the means? Means is Mam Ekam, I alone, Paramatma, Lord Krishna alone is the means. And what will that means will give us is the next part. So what is the result of those means? So I follow that. What is the result I'm going to get? Is the second part, second half, that is Uttarardha. That is Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami ma suchaha. So the first part is the most confusing of all because people say, okay, you give up everything, just think that Paramatma alone, think of Paramatma and then you will get liberation. It's not that. You have to follow, we have to follow what is prescribed. We have to follow the dharma that is suitable for us. Okay, we should not give up those activities, but we should be giving up that thinking that I alone can get the liberation by following those activities. I should, so that we should give up, and we should think that Paramatma alone is the one who is the means to achieve my goal. Okay, so he becomes the means, and he's our goal. Okay. So here just a little bit going into the details. So Sarva Dharman, just a quick recap. So dharmas in this context are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Avatara Yoga, Purushottama Vidya, all these, I mean, more, there are more. So all these are the dharmas for our liberation, right? That will lead us towards liberation. Then Sarva Dharmas is all, why, I mean, Dharman itself is a plural. Why Sarva Dharman? Sarva Dharman means all daily and occasional rituals, activities that are around the activities that we are doing. So for example, in order to meditate on Paramatma, we clean up ourselves, right? So we take bath, and then we become eligible to do the puja or meditate. So doing that activity of taking bath is also included in Sarva Dharma. I mean, when we think of the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, we don't think of daily activities like brushing our teeth, taking bath, or doing our daily chores. That we don't think of, but all of them are really needed in order for us to perform these activities that are part of each of these yogas. So all these activities, the daily and occasional activities, that is Nitya Karma, Nainitya Karmas, they are all included when Lord Krishna said Sarva Dharmas, Sarva Dharman. So Parityajya is giving up. Okay. Now, giving up with deep conviction. Pari is around. So Tyaga means giving up. So giving up around means giving up with deep conviction, with intensity, with that is born from sincere repentance. So far I thought Karma Yoga will save me, or Jnana Yoga will save me, Bhakti Yoga will save me. My activities of Karma Yoga will save me. I need to perform these things in order to save myself or to be liberated. That kind of ignorance to some extent that we have. We have to repent. Oh, I was thinking, that was wrong. I mean, my activities cannot save me. It is only Paramatma. Lord Krishna is the one who is going to give me the liberation, who is the means for me, not my activities. So we kind of get the deep conviction. We never, we don't have like any confusion. There's no confusion. That's why all this Parityajya means completely give up. Okay. So with no confusion, with deep conviction. Okay. So none of my activities alone will lead me to liberation. So that is the Parityajya. Now, mom is me, that is Supreme Lord, Lord Krishna. So when we think of that, we we need to think of the one who is protecting all. One Vatsalya. So there are three Kalyana Gunas that are specifically mentioned by our acharyas. Vatsalya, Sausilya, and Saulabhya. These are the ones that will lead us towards. There are so many other Kalyana Gunas, but these are more relevant for us to remember here. Vatsalya is that the tender love, overlooking the transgressions. That means we made so many mistakes, so we have so many sins. We have we are not perfect. We are having a lot of baggage with us. No matter how much we try by ourselves, we cannot clear everything by ourselves. I mean, we may think that, oh, okay, karma yoga says that if I practice karma yoga, I will not be getting more papa. I will not be getting any more sins, and also I will clear the baggage that I have. That is what, yes, that is the truth. Okay. However, we have so much baggage with us. Okay. We have so much karmic bondage with us that no matter how much we try with our own efforts, again, the energy is given to us by Paramatma. We have that thinking, but I need to clear myself that entire karmic bondage. If that is the understanding that I have, I will never succeed. Okay, so that karma yoga is taking me towards that path, but it will never become the means to finally reach the goal. Okay, you got what I'm saying? Like, so we may, let us say from here to India, if I have to go, I can walk, right? I mean, I can walk, I can swim, but let us say it will take 200 years for me to go from here to India. Let us say there's no point, right? I mean, there's no way I can live for 200 years. So it will not, that walking will not lead me to the goal of reaching India. Even though that walking is making me closer, it is putting me on the path towards reaching my goal. But my activity alone is not making me reach the goal. Okay, so Vatsalya here is that Lord Krishna, Paramatma, is looking at us, and with that Vatsalya, he will clean the sins that we have. So that's why he becomes a means. So he will clean the karmic bondage that we have. If, let us say, if I have to get the moksha, if I have to get the liberation, clean the karmic bondage completely, he is the only one who can do it. Okay, not my activities, not the karma yoga or jnana yoga or bhakti yoga. Any of these yogas will not clean everything for me. What they will do is put me on the path towards liberation, but it will not become the means, final means, right? So my activities alone cannot give me. Now, Paramatma is the one out of his Vatsalya, that the one who cleans. Typically this is used for the cow. When the baby is born, it is covered with all those stuff. So the cow cleans the mud from the baby. So out of love, the cow is cleaning. So same way, out of love, with that tender love, Lord Krishna is the one who is going to clean ourselves, because we are on his path. We accept that. When he's trying to clean us, we accept it. We don't look the other way. Okay, we don't try to run away. So then he will take us clean us completely, and imagine that, right? He will clean our karmic bondage and will give us the liberation. Sausilya is easily mixing up with those who are below status. So here Lord Krishna, Paramatma, doesn't have to mix with Arjuna or all the cowherds people, and Gopikas and all these people, right? Imagine, where is Lord Krishna? He's the Paramatma. He's the Supreme Lord of the entire universe. He's the creator, protector of everybody. He's omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. So that person, that Supreme Lord, is going and playing with all these cowherds people, and doing all these kind of activities. Or he is the charioteer of Arjuna. So we learned that when in the war, when charioteer is driving the chariot, is taking the chariot in a direction, when the warrior like Arjuna has to tell the charioteer to change direction. So when they shout, they cannot hear because it's so loud all over the place. So Arjuna has to kick Lord Krishna on the side, just like you kick the horses on the side. That is how we used to kick. They have to kick. I mean, it's not like only Arjuna is kicking the child. That is the process. Imagine Paramatma sitting there, and Arjuna, who is a mere human being, is kicking him, and Lord Krishna is allowing that to happen. He's mixing with the people here to do all these activities which are way below his status, right? That is Sausilya. I mean, he's that. If we don't have that, if Lord Krishna did not come down, if he doesn't have that Sausilya, we would not have. I mean, we wouldn't be able to even perceive, right? We would not get this message, right? Imagine if he was not coming down, and then we would not be even getting this message. Saulabhya is easy accessibility. Again, he is accessible, easily accessible because of his avatara. As Lord Krishna, he was easily accessible. So he was, people could relate to him. He's the one who gave the message to us, this Bhagavad Gita message to us. If you think so, I don't have to go down to earth and then give the message, then we would not have this message today. So Vatsalya, Sausilya, and Saulabhya are the prime Kalyana Gunas, primary Kalyana Gunas. With that, he is able to clean us. First he is able to, he came down, gave the message to us, and he will clean our karmic bondage when we are on his path, when we are on the path towards liberation, right? So that is Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna. So that is Mam. Ekam is it is denoting exclusive emphasis. Okay, so Ekam is it is excluding everything. Mam Ekam means he is the only one, excluding all the other dharmas. He is the only one who is the means. Saranam is the means. So okay, first part is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then so that is the prerequisite, and we identify the means. Now aham tva sarva papebhyaha. Okay, aham is I, tva is you, sarva papebhyaha, from all the sins, from all sins. Okay, mokshishyami, I will liberate you. Okay, So he's saying mokshaishyami. So let us look at aham is I, that is Supreme Lord. Twa is you. He's talking to Arjuna there, but imagine we are all in that category. So Lord Krishna is saying, I sarva papebhyaha is from all the sins. Mokshaishyami, I will get you released. Okay. So I will get you released from all your sins. Masuchaha, do not grieve. So what are the sins here? The sins are the ones that are obstructing us, to reach that state of liberation, right? So we think papa means sins. Oh, punya is better. No, papas and punyas are all equal. I mean, they are all obstructing us from liberation. Punyas will give us positive experiences. Papas give us negative experiences. So we have karmic bondage that is consisting of these papas and punyas. Now, because of all the births that we have so far, we have millions of births so far, we have acquired so much karmic bondage that is consisting of papas and punyas. Now, out of that, let us say billions and billions of karmic bondage, billion units, let us say, units of karmic bondage, a small part, maybe 10 units are picked up and then assigned to us in this life. Okay. So the ones that are still not given to us in this life, they are still remaining with us. Those karmic bondage, that karmic bondage is a baggage that we have, that we are carrying, with us, is not assigned to us. That is sanchita karmas. Now, the one that is assigned to us are prarabdha karmas. Okay, prarabdha karmic bondage. So there are certain punyas are assigned to us, papas are assigned to us. We experience positive experiences because of the punyas, like happiness, comforts, and things like that. And with papas, we go through negative experiences like pains, sorrows, all kinds of problems, physical, mental problems. So that is what we are going to experience in this particular life. Now, there is a lot more remaining, right? So the one that is in sanchita karmas, that karmic bondage will be again, part of it will be picked up in our next life, like that. So it will go through. If we have to clear up all those things, then we have to go through the millions of lives again. Now, when we are experiencing this, when we are going through this life, we are still committing, we are acquiring more papas and punyas, right? So it is a never-ending loop. Okay, so this, what Lord Krishna is saying is, he is the one who will make us liberated from this sarva papebhyaha. Okay, from all these sins. Well, now we may think, oh, we have to do something, or he has to do something to get the this karmic bondage to be cleared. No, he will. It is his will. With his will, everything will be cleared. It is not like something that it will automatically be clear. Like once we surrender, right? Once we surrender to Paramatma, once we consider him as the means, our papas will automatically be cleared. Okay, so that is what is moksha. So he's the one, he's our means. He's because of our sudden, again, don't think that our surrendering has caused the sins to be cleared. No, Paramatma is the only one. He is the means. Because of his blessings, the all our sins include both papas and punyas, because both are equally binding. One is like a gold chain, other one is iron chain, or one is like comfortable chains, other one is the uncomfortable chains, painful chains. Both, everything will be cleared, and once these papas are cleared, we get the liberation. Or, I mean, what it is saying is that the since we will be cleared of the sins, so he is the means for clearing our sins, not our activities. So that is in brief the Charma Sloka. So the result of considering him as the means, okay, is that our papas, all our sins will be cleared. We do not have to do anything more than, I mean, whatever we are doing, we continue to do, like we'll follow the karma yoga practice, all that. We consider Paramatma as a means, then all our sins will be cleared automatically, naturally.
Thanks so much, and this is extremely helpful for us. A lot of my doubts got clarified today. Thank you so much.
It's good.
So, Jai Sri Manarayana. So it was a great
Yes,
explanation. So when I see this Ma Shuchaha, do not grieve, do not cry. So I remember something I heard long time back. Swamiji's pravachanam only, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I just want to validate here because I don't want to give the wrong impression or anything. So I remember that. So by the 18th, by the time it came to this sloka, Arjuna, Swami, Lord Krishna never gave a conclusive answer to his question whether to fight or not. I mean, he was giving the entire background information on how to, the whole thing, right? Whole 18 chapters he gave. He did not give a conclusive answer. And apparently he put a burden on Arjuna. So Arjuna started feeling that burden. You are putting it on me and you're not giving me a final answer. And that's when apparently, and then he started crying. I mean, even though it did not state explicitly that he started crying before the 18th, the 66th sloka, but on seeing him cry, Lord Krishna got pity on him and then gave the secret, the whole secret of Bhagavad Gita in this one sloka. This is why it is called Charama sloka. I wanted you to give the more explanation, elaborate on that. So I think it's
it's a very good point. Actually, this sloka is not answering whether Arjuna has to fight or not. That is actually, that's a good point, because we need to clarify. A few slokas before, Lord Krishna has already told Arjuna that you will fight. Okay, there is no doubt about it. You cannot not fight. You are going to fight. Even if you don't want to, you will fight, because it is your nature. And also he clearly told him, you have to do your duty. Already told him. So there was no doubt in Arjuna's part whether he should fight or not. That message was already given. The reason why he was crying was that all these different yogas that were given, they are for the purpose of liberation, not to fight in the war or not. I mean, that part is already answered by Lord Krishna. So when Arjuna asked his question, what is Shreyas for me? What is that that is beneficial for me? And that beneficial, not just in terms of materialistic thing, like whether to fight or not, whether it is going to be good for me in this life or not. This whole Bhagavad Gita is about liberation, right? I mean, not just this particular life, but it is beneficial for you after life. I mean, what is going to be beneficial for you in the long run? That is eternal bliss. That is the beneficial thing. I mean, so he did not really answer very clearly which path to take. That's when he started crying. So he gave all this in 18th chapter. He gave again summarized. You do this, you do this, you do this. All of them are related to liberation only. I mean, liberation. Part of it, he mentioned that you are going to fight. You cannot run away from it. But he did not answer explicitly what is the path he should take in order for getting liberation. So that is when he started crying, because he was confused. Okay, you said karma yoga, you said jnana yoga, you said bhakti yoga, all these things, and then consider all these things and you do whatever you want. When he said that, or acharyas have explained, you do whatever you want is not in terms of whether you want to fight or not. That was already decided. But it was in terms of what is going to be beneficial for you for your eternal bliss. That you decide. That for that Arjuna started crying. Now, so then he said, out of all the yogas that are given, 65 is the one that is useful, and 65 is the bhakti yoga. Yeah, bhakti yoga. And bhakti yoga, if you follow, then that you are on the path towards liberation. Now, after that, we will, even that bhakti yoga, when we, so after giving that sloka 65, he had to tell 66, because we would have confusion that, oh, it is my activity that is going to give me liberation. My activity of bhakti yoga will give me liberation, or my activity of surrendering will give me liberation. That he had to clarify. So for that, he gave 66. So actually, for us, he's the goal. And for us, he's the only means. So in order to give that, that message to us, he gave, sloka 66. He may say, one may ask, why, if that is the case, why he explained all those yogas? Because if he just says this and then leaves it, then we will do all our duties which are not leading me in that path, right? Okay, so which will make us acquire more and more karmic bondage, more and more rajas and tamas qualities, which will not put us in the path. So he has to give all those means earlier to put us in the right path. And different means are there for different people with different qualifications. Now we can start with level 1, then go to level 2, level 3, like that he gave. That is only taking us towards liberation, but it will not give us liberation, because we will never be able to get liberated by ourselves, by our own efforts, by those means. It is Paramatma who is the one who is the means for us, who will give the liberation. That is the sloka 66.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, now I got the clarity on what exactly he was confused about. Yeah. I think that's the greatness of this lineage of acharyas. So this knowledge that has been passed down to us through this lineage of acharyas, they have done so much of research, and they connected between the slokas, and even looking at exactly. So I mean, to the outset, as you were saying earlier, if you just read slokas by themselves in isolation, you can't get this meaning. And we are so blessed to have gotten this knowledge all the way down to us. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for that
Thank you.
explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll conclude here with the concluding prayer. We'll continue next week with the Uttarapitika.
Kayena vacha
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणाय समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Jai Shri. Thank you, sir.